Welcome back to the channel, guys. As promised, today we're going to be looking at some basic math functions that can be used on a day-to-day basis. So the functions that we're going to be looking at are average, count A, min, max, large, and small. Now, what are these functions used for? The average function returns the average of a list of numbers provided. The count A function counts the number of cells that are not empty. The min function returns the smallest value from the numbers provided, while the max function returns the largest value from the numbers provided. The large function returns the nth largest value from a set of values, while the small function returns the nth smallest value from a set of values. We're going to be looking at a few examples of how these functions are actually used. We have a table prepared ahead of time showing the name of some students and their end-of-term scores for mathematics, English, French, and science. Now let us look at how we can use these basic math functions to provide some meaningful information. We have prepared an exercise to show an example of how each of these functions are used. The first question is, what is the class average for English? In order to solve this problem, we will need to write a formula using the average function. So we will have equal the word average, open bracket, then we will need to specify the numbers that should be used in the calculation. In this case, we can use a range, so we can select cell D5, then we can highlight all the way down to cell D15. All those numbers will be included in the calculation. Once we have selected our numbers, we will close the bracket, then press the Enter key to allow the formula to do the calculation. In this case, the class average for English is 54%. Now let's look at the second question. How many students are in the class? To solve this problem, we will use the count A function. The count A function will count the number of cells that are not empty. To begin this, we would write equal count A, open bracket, then we will need to select the name of all the students. In this case, the students are in column B, so we will select the range B5 to B15. Once we have selected our range, we will close the bracket, then press the Enter key. The formula will return the result of 11. For the next question, what is the lowest score for French? To solve this, we will need to enter a formula using the min function. So we will write equal min, open bracket, we will select all the French scores, close the bracket, then press the Enter key. The formula will return 11% as that is the lowest score for French. For the fourth question, what is the highest score for English? We will need to use the max function. So our formula will be equal the word max, open bracket, then we will select all the scores for English. The formula will return 96% as that is the highest score for English. For the fifth question, what is the second highest score for science? We will need to use the large function. Our formula will read as follows. Equal large, open bracket, we need to highlight all the scores for science. Then we need to specify if we want the first, second, third, or fourth largest value for science. In our case, we want the second highest score for science, so we will use the number 2, close our bracket, and the function will return 95% since that is the second highest value for science. Now let's take a look at our final question. What is the fourth lowest score for mathematics? To solve this problem, we need to use the small function. Similarly to the large function, we need to use the formula equal small, open bracket, highlight all the scores for mathematics, then we need to specify if we want the first, second, third, or fourth smallest value for science. In our case, we want the fourth lowest score, so we will use the number 4, close our bracket, press the Enter key, and our formula will return 53%, which is the fourth lowest score for mathematics. Please stay tuned to the channel as we will be discussing logical formulas next. If you have found this video informative, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Thank you and have a nice day.